Hey, student, how are you? Welcome to our session on polynomials multiplicity. Multiplicity is the exponent of the factor. When the exponent of the factor, the multiplicity, is even 2, 4, 6, 8, the graph bounces off the x-axis, touches and turns back around. When the multiplicity of the factor is odd, the graph goes through the x-axis to the other side. For example, the graph shown here, the factor x plus 1, has a multiplicity, an exponent of 4, an even number. So at the x-intercept, x equals -4, x equals -1, the graph bounces off the x-axis, touches and turns back around. The second factor, x minus 2, has a multiplicity of 1. This is raised to the first power. We don't write the 1. Since it has an odd multiplicity, at the x-intercept, x equals +2, the graph goes through the x-axis. Let's try 3 examples. You can pause the video here and give these a try before we go through them. We're going to identify the multiplicity of each factor, find the zeros, the x-intercepts, and then describe the behavior of the graph at the x-intercept according to the multiplicity, even or odd. All right, here we go. Number 1. Let's take a look at each factor. Our first factor, x plus 1, has a multiplicity of 2, an even multiplicity. At the x-intercept, x equals -1, the graph will bounce off the x-axis. And we can see right here, the graph touches the x-axis and turns back around at -1. The second factor, x minus 2, has a multiplicity of 3, an odd number. So at the x-intercept, x equals +2, the graph will go through. And we can see at +2, it does go through to the other side. And the last factor, x minus 5, has an odd multiplicity, a degree of 1. So at the x-intercept, x equals +5, the graph will go through the x-axis to the other side. And there it is, the graph goes through to the other side at 5. All right, number 2. Number 2, we do have the factor -3x to the 4th. And this factor does have a multiplicity of 4, an even multiplicity. Now, if you set -3x to the 4th equal to 0, divide by -3, and then take the 4th root, we do see that the x-intercept is 0. And at 0, since we have an even multiplicity, the graph touches and turns around, or bounces. And then our second factor, x minus 7, has a multiplicity of 1, odd multiplicity. So at the x-intercept, x equals 7, the graph will go through. Odd multiplicity, the graph goes through. All right, and the last one, number 3. Number 3, I gave you a little trick here. Let's see if you noticed. We have our first factor, 40x. It has a multiplicity of 1, x to the first power, odd. So at the x-intercept, x equals 0, the graph will go through. And we can see here the graph does go through x equals 0. And then we had x plus 3 twice. You could rewrite this x plus 3 raised to the second power. This has a multiplicity of 2, even. So at x equals negative 3, the graph will bounce. Bounces. And then our last factor, x minus 2, has an odd multiplicity of 1. So at x equals positive 2, the x-intercept, the graph will go through. Odd multiplicity, we go through. And that concludes polynomials multiplicity. Thanks so much for joining our session, and I'll see you next time.